sure all of you, as we chant the various sutras, find these moments where, particularly with the sameness and differences, the harmony merging of sameness and differences, you get caught by the poetry of it. And what I want to do today is talk a little bit about the Sandokai. That's the second sutra that we chant. It's the great poem by Sekito from about, I think it's the 7th century. No, I'm sorry, it's the 8th century. And what I love about it, like many of the products we use, it starts with a warning label. Like, don't be attached to things, and don't think that if you've encountered the absolute, you're enlightened. And it's interesting because that warning label spreads out the terrain that the sutra explores. Paying attention to differences, paying attention to the unity. It's all right there. I want to add another label, but I'll explain it a little bit later. It's variously known as stinky Zen, Zen sickness, or board-carrying Zen. You're carrying a board and you're missing the obvious. So I just want, before we really move into what this sutra is about and where it really touches the very place that we live, I just want to make an observation about the language. The imagery is soaringly poetic. It's gorgeous. But one thing that could be missed, particularly in the first part, the language is dynamic. It's always moving. It's alive. So you have the source shining bright and branching and flowing. We have intermingling. We have merging, interacting, holding places of expression. Darkness making things one. A light distinguishing all of the diversity of reality. And then, of course, the images that are just so brilliant, that catches the dynamic. 2 feet walking, a foot behind, a foot forward, in one lovely, lovely motion of walking, or 2 arrows meeting in midair. So the language is dynamic, not always so. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit more descriptive in a static way. But most of us have gotten a glimpse of this sameness and differences, and we probably have a cognitive, epistemological sense of the harmony of these 2 dimensions of existence of our life. We also may, particularly with the power of the poetry of the sutra, get a felt sense of this harmony of sameness and difference, and the way it is dynamic. But it's not enough. It's only a beginning place to have a little bit of this awareness, or even a felt sense. So in the awakened way, in our awakened life, there's an invitation to a direct and an immediate, an uncategorized experience of this sameness and difference. It's experiencing the round peg in the square hole at the same time. And the invitation is for us to become this. And from the dynamic place is to really to enter this cosmic dance. We are being pulled into the rhythms of this movement of sameness and difference. Two dimensions of one dynamic, moving, swirling reality. But I think the danger is it could remain abstract. So what I really want to do today is really talk about two places where it's critically important that we encounter this and embody it and kind of allow ourselves to surrender to the harmonies and the music of this dance. So first, there's a crucial dimension. The first of the two is within ourself. And the question you hear me asking and encouraging you to ask yourself over and over again, who's acting here? What part of us are acting? It's really important, because if we are trying to enter this from the perspective of narrow mind, it's going to be a disaster. You can't do it. So if we're caught in the egoistic, calculating, self-advancing mind, we're not going to be able to encounter this essential dimension of our life. A big mind, as you know, is the only way of attending, of being, the only self-state that can hold both. So the task is first and foremost, particularly with ourselves, and this is the starting point, not to get dualistic about it, to start to notice all of the parts of ourselves. And some of them are messy, as you know. Some of them are not ready for prime time. Some are uncomfortable. Some leave us feeling shameful. Some may really leave us feeling pretty good about ourselves. Some may take delight in some things that we're able to accomplish in ways of being. But the question is, what part is holding it? What part? If it's discriminatory mind, you're just going to be in a world of black and white. But if it's big mind, and this is the task, this is the human task, we could hold all of it in a generous, in a clear, in a open, dynamic space. So there's no judging, there's no rejecting, there's no canceling, there's no elevating, there's no highlighting. We're just taking and experiencing our own thusness, just as we are at this moment, holding our history, holding what we do well, holding what we do in a way that makes us feel we'd like a do-over. So that's the first part. And if we don't find ourselves able to do it there, we're not going to do it anywhere. The second part, and an area of practice, is how we live this out in interpersonal relationships. So we all live within two poles of being connected and being separate. In the world of differences and in the world of unity. and the way we live it, and we all experience this, and particularly with the people closest to us. We want to be connected, but we find ourselves getting critical of the other person, wanting it our way, feeling like we're not understood, that the person is intruding on our space, our life, or whatever. All those things happen. Or from the other side, we want this sense of connection, but then we're afraid we're going to get lost, or that we're going to be taken advantage of, or not seen, or not heard, or overwhelmed. Do you see the dilemma? And do you see where this harmony of connection and separation gets played out? So here's the thing. If it's in the hands of a discriminatory mind, all we're going to get is the protecting of territory. And inside, we're just going to get either criticism, where we deflate ourselves, or narcissism, where we inflate ourselves. Both stink. So when we are able to touch into this area of sameness and difference, with big mind, big heart, expansive mind, with the clarity it brings, we're able to hold both. So here's where stinky Zen comes in. We could say, oh, a good Zen practitioner, we talk about this unity. But this unity doesn't always work. The other person can be a pain in the butt. Politically, we're seeing this played out in every dimension of our society. So what do you do? How do you connect? It'd be great if I have an answer, but I know where we come from. If we could come at the differences and not let it be stinky Zen, where we're only stuck in the unitive beauty and bliss, where we think we are, but come at it where we're able to see the particular within ourselves and outside with exquisite clarity. And the difference is that in big mind, there's a lot of possibility. There's more than one way to deal with this. Because if we could move from a place of connection, we're going to find solutions we didn't know that were available. The one and perhaps the most startling example in my own life, when I was the executive of these not-for-profits and I had to fire people, talk about separating, right? And people would say thank you, because I had gone through a process where we're trying to make this work, giving them support. And then when it's clear that it's not going to work, sorry, we have to separate here. And more than once I've had people acknowledge with gratitude. So, not an easily replicated example on every stage, but the point I'm trying to make, if we're able to come from this big mind place, we can simultaneously honor both the connection and the separation. Acknowledge where we can act, and we could act wisely and prudently, and not be a carpet that people are walking over, but a presence of compassion and wisdom. So let's be two arrows meeting in the air, 2 feet walking simultaneously together, and kind of holding this lovely space of the inner and outer harmony of sameness and difference.